Okay, good evening all, and welcome to today's class. We have already started with something on this class beforehand in our previous lecture, but nevertheless, we'll still go over it one more time so as to enable you to better comprehend. If you have any issues with regards to uploading of the video that we did with regards to our class, the video recording, just kind of related to faith. They are the ones in charge with regards to that. But when it comes to slide or anything pertaining to the class as we are currently here, no, I would be able to give you information on that. I don't know what the reason is, but Faith, Peace, sorry, would be able to explain better, and I don't think she's on the call right now. So let's go through the Linux operating system. And I was saying something from the onset that Linux operating system gives us capabilities that normal GUI like Windows won't give you the ability of what you can do. So Linux operating system is an operating system that is often used in the cybersecurity endeavors. So because it's kind of has the tools, necessary tools for cybersecurity endeavors. So it has the tools that will enable us to do network analysis, do a whole lot of things, have network logs, go through logs on systems. It is better enhanced and improved in order for us to tackle any kind of threats, because the way we noticed beforehand is that most the system that we are using now that started out to come out as GUIs, that's graphical user interface. We are first of all normal textual. They were textual things that had to do with commands and then us receiving the output of those commands. So those were the way it was before. The Windows you are seeing now today was also the same way. If most of you could be able to open your command prompt, that was how Windows started off. So we still okay that we better understand the functionings of various systems if we can only go back to how these systems commands we are written, how we are they able to interact with machines. So unless you're able to go back to that, we'll not properly be able to help or guide against those systems. Because what you do at the surface level is at the core of application. But the intricacies, that's the use of commands that system actually to some point understand better, works when we try to issue the commands that are very much close to those systems. And Linux operating system gives us ability to do those kind of things. So having been said that, having said that, I now talked about that's the security aspect of it. So I now started talking about the Linux architecture. I was trying to explain something when it comes to the Linux architecture. What was that I was trying to explain? I was trying to explain how the Linux components, various Linux components come together in order to make up this was architecture that enables us to be able to carry out cybersecurity operations or be able to even interact with a system in our day-to-day activities. So these components is what really makes up the whole architecture. So when we bring this thing together, we can be able to say that this is the Linux architecture that we are talking about. This is the Linux makeup. They are called makeup when we want to say this, when somebody says what makes up the Linux, it has to do with the interactive things that goes on, the nitty-gritty details that goes on, how it goes on, and how we are able to send and receive something from the Linux operating system. So when we say that we can't do up Linux operating system, we can't talk about it without talking about, first of all, the user, the person who is primarily using the operating system. It is the user that is able to give out commands. And the user doesn't do that alone. The user have to use what we call an application. The same way most of us type a particular, if you want to type a document, we will need an application that enables us to type those documents. That is also what a user does. He needs an application in order to carry out one thing or the other. So aside from the application, the user have to use what we call the shell. That is where the actual command the user wants to execute will be typed into. So I can have an application that is a Microsoft. I already know the application I want to use to open a particular document. You know that Microsoft is not the only application for you to open a document with. There are many other applications for you to be able to work on whatever you want to work on a system. So when we talk about web communication, like what we are doing now, video conferencing, Meet is just one of these. Google Meet is just one of them. We have Zoom, we have all of that. So what the user have to know is the application that they want to use and work. What is it called? When they know the application they want to use and work on a particular thing, then they will now have to move over to the shell where they will type out the command. So they will have to use that application. Since they already know the name, they will type the application. Use this application to open so and so, or to do so and so. So where they are able to instruct the computer, it is where we call the word shell. And I used a kind of command line to show you what the shell looks like. Even though I know I showed you from when we deployed and started our machine, I showed you what the shell or the shell terminal looks like. So where the user types out the command is what we call the word the shell, the standpoint of communication between the user and the word the operating system. So aside from the shell, we have what we call the file system hierarchy. Simply what this thing enables us to do is to locate the actual file we want to work with. So it's not just enough for you to know an application you are using to open a document. You also would love to know where that document is located on in your system. And what gives us ability to navigate through various folders to locate the document you want to work with is because there is a file system hierarchy word standard. So it also goes back to the windows that you use. You can't just open your system and say that what you want to open a document. You have to locate where that document is stored. Is that document stored in pictures? Is it stored in desktop? Is it stored in a folder that you called Chisholm or you called Golden, and you kept that folder in another folder that is called Felicia, and you kept that document in another folder that you called Harmony? So the deeper you go, the more it will take you to locate the exact file you want to open. So that is what we call a file system when we come to Linux. Ability to locate the document that we need to work. So just hold this knowledge here. You are the user. You will need an application to work with, and you have to locate the particular thing that you work with, which is a file system hierarchy standard that will enable you to do that. Where you will type out the instructions is what the shell. And what will enable you to be able to carry out those commands is what we call the kernel. That means it processes the command that you are giving, allocates appropriate storage and RAM capacity that will be able to help to carry out that command, and then sends it to the what hardware. And the hardware does the actual work and sends it back to the what kernel. The kernel sends it back to the shell, and you as a user gets it back. That is to tell you that the shell is important for you as a user. Knowing the name of the application is also important to you as a user. And knowing the where your file you're working with is also important to you as a user. You might not know what the kernel is. You might not know even the actual thing that happens with the hardware, but you'll be able to know that the shell is needed for you to issue it a command, and you have to know the file that you want to work with, and not just the file you want to, you also want to know the application that will enable you to work on those files. Is that well understood better now? Unlike the yesterday time that we are trying to go through it and it was looking kind of technical. Are you all with me now on this? If you are with me, can I get a thumbs up? All right. Thank you. If you have concerns anywhere, anytime, please raise up your hand. We'll attend to it. All right, Rofiat.
Good evening, Mr. Michael.
Good evening.
Please, I just want to confirm that the shell is that the environment that you type your command when you are using Linux.
Yes, that is
The
that black
black,
environment.
usually black
Yes,
environment. Yes.
yes, that's it.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's the environment I'm talking about. Okay. So let's move forward if that's the only thing. Okay, so I would love to also talk about the Linux distributions. I was saying something about ice cream being a general name, but when somebody asks you, you want to buy an ice cream, the first thing they want to ask you, which flavor, right? That's the thing that they will ask you. So the same thing also comes where we say Linux. Linux have various versions of it, or better still called distributions. Is better than saying versions. Distribution means flavor, taste, things that took its origin from Linux. So it took Linux to make those things. It took the core component of Linux to do this. Okay, let me better explain this. If you are if you are making what we call moi moi, right? I don't know if anybody know what is called moi moi. Moi moi is a food, right? And then there's what we call what is it called? Agidi, right? The white one. All right, yeah, the white one. What else? I'm just trying to know some other things. You know what it means for you said that something was gotten out of beans. So you can use beans to do a lot of things, but that doesn't change the fact and akara. That doesn't change the fact that it is beans, bean cake. That also there is also soya bean, right? I don't know whether it's also from beans. So, but I'm just like saying they are derivatives, things that we get out of beans, but that doesn't change the fact that it is beans. So we now give them different names. So that is also what Linux is all about. There were things that were made out of Linux so as to serve various purposes. So due to the operating system is a good one, and then for us to serve various purposes in the cybersecurity endeavors, we have to make out so many flavors. If it's ice cream, so many varieties. If it's food, so we have to make it out from Linux. That is what the simplest way we talk about distribution. So we now have Kali. So Kali is the one that is popular in the cybersecurity industry because it's used for penetration testing. Penetration testing has to simply talk about trying to pester on a system that are trying to go or do things relating to a system in order to see if you are able to get into a system based on vulnerability. You have found out vulnerability of a system. You are trying to go through that system with various techniques or methods in order to see if you could be able to what get into that system or be able to attack that very system or take out something from it, depending on your people. So penetration testing is a kind of utilizing various tactics and techniques in order to what? In order to take advantage of a vulnerability in a system. So when we do those things, we talk about penetration testing. Then digital forensics is different from penetration testing. Digital forensics has to simply do with how many of you forensic science? Is there anybody that did forensic science here? Mm. Stephanie, you did forensic science. This why you are giving me a thumbs up. Did you do forensic
Yeah,
science?
course in my school, but then I'm offering forensic biochemistry.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good one. That's a good course. That's when I saw that course in our it was a recent course in our school. I was like, why did they just allow me to graduate before they bring in this course? I think most of them, forensic science came in,
Yes.
cybersecurity came in,
Yes.
information technology came in, then what is it called again? I think there's also software engineering came. These are new courses that came into my school, and I was about leaving before they brought in that school. So before they brought in those courses, forensic science is a better way I could describe digital forensics. So in forensic science, what we invariably is trying to get uh, things is evidence. We are trying to, so if somebody is able to do something to a system, we are gathering facts and evidence that can be able to validate what went wrong. And we can present it to someone who needs them and tell them like, this was by 9:29 p.m. Something was happening. It was not like this. We noticed something was occurring in our system. And by then we noticed that somebody that we didn't authorize us. So when you're able to do those kind of things, gathering facts, gathering data in order to prove a point or in order to showcase or narrate an event that happened. That is what we talk about when we say digital forensics. But penetration testing and digital forensics are two different things from what I've already explained. So Kali Linux is the operating flavor distribution that enables us to do that. Another kind of this is Ubuntu. For us to not to just have a flare of command lines, because Kali Linux is just command lines. So it gives us the ability to use GUI and command line. So we can be able to do our normal, if you are a primary user that loves using click and drag, you can utilize Ubuntu because it gives you that ability to do your click and drag. And also when you want to do your cybersecurity thing, you can go into your command line interface, which is the shell I'm talking about. So that's what Ubuntu came to do for us. So it just kind of take a part of what Linux is doing for us and then took a part of Windows, bringing them together. So that's what Ubuntu do. Then Parrot is essentially also for penetration testing. Is also a good one. Is a good one. Also a good flavor that we can utilize when we talk about penetration testing. And then we have Red Hat Enterprise Linux. This one is enterprise, as the name entails. Is it for enterprise organizations, not just organizations. When we talk about enterprise, you know that these are called various kind of companies. They have various kind of products and they have various establishments here and there. So that's what we call enterprise. When we talk about something that is an enterprise, we are very seeing that this organization has gone beyond the normal small scale or medium scale thing. So they are now kind of have different establishments here and there. So this is the kind of operating system that they use. They use it to manage various part of their networks. And then when we use it, you know that this gives them the ability to have multiple kind of users on a particular system due to they are kind of one multiple. For instance, they can employ 20 or 100 cybersecurity specialists. And then all of these cybersecurity specialists are utilizing one kind of, they have various user logins and they can be able to do more kind of things, unlike the normal operating system like Kali, Ubuntu, and Parrot. So Kali, Ubuntu, and Parrot are not an enterprise kind of application, OS operating system. So they are just majorly for personal, small, medium scale. But when we talk about enterprise, they use Red Hat Enterprise Linux. And CentOS is also an enterprise level one, but now it is free. You don't have to pay for it. Why Red Hat? You pay for Red Hat in an enterprise setting. CentOS, you don't pay for it. So organizations who will be using Red Hat Enterprise is they have to pay a particular fee. The same way most of you pay Windows to be able to use their operating system. That is also the same way you will pay Red Hat Enterprise for using their Linux flavor that they brought out for enterprise support. And you also have more support. So the only difference between paid versions of this distribution that took, or these varieties that took their form from Linux, the difference between paid and what is it called, and free, is not that paid is not that paid is not secured or paid is not equipped enough. Sorry, free is not equipped enough or free is not good enough. No, the only difference is that in free, nobody owes you. If you're having issues, you have to figure out your issues. So you just have to go to a community of people and ask a question and just wait until somebody is able to answer you. So that is the only thing. The support you receive is based on who has your interest in mind in the community. So once you ask a question, you have to wait or you have to go through previous asked questions. But in the case of Red Hat, since it's owned by a company, their customer support or service is up 24/7. So when you have issues, you will likely find solutions to your issues. So are we good to go when it comes to this new distribution? Are we on the same page? If that's so, can I get a thumbs up? If not, you can still raise up your hand to express your concern. So your organization can be using any of those. So when we talk about this Linux, you know, in Windows, you install applications, you uninstall applications, then you can also freeze an application. For most of you who knows about freezing an application, so that it will momentarily at a particular stop functioning, but we will reactivate it again. It's not uninstalling, it's different from that. So you can also update an application when it's due for fixes and patches. So those things that you do in Windows is also obtainable in Linux. So what gives us the ability to do that is what we call package managers. Package managers is used because every software that we install in the Linux is not called software. They are called what? Packages. Because why are they called packages? Listen very well to this. How many of you had issues? Assuming you have installed your VirtualBox. If you are trying to install your VirtualBox and they told you that you have to install Microsoft C++, I think that was what some of you saw. When you finish installing VirtualBox, you wanted to run it. They told you have to install Microsoft C++ for you to be able to run this application. That means VirtualBox is dependent on that particular application you have to install for it to work. That is because you install what we call software in Windows. Software, when you install software, that software comes alone. It comes alone. But in Linux operating system, when you are installing a particular software, it comes with everything that will enable that software to work, run. So if you are installing something like VirtualBox in Linux, because VirtualBox needs Microsoft C++ to run, it will still install Microsoft C++. So you don't have to go through the stress of installing Microsoft C++ again. So in Linux, why we call it package is that everything that software will need in order to run will be installed alongside it. So that's why when we say installing a package, just know that it is the software and the dependency, that is what they also will be needing to run, will be installed alongside the software. That's why it's called package. And the ability to install them, uninstall them, or update or manage them is what we do with the help of a package manager. So are you all with me on this? That's just the thing I wanted to clarify about when I say package. All right, so that's what is on my slide. That's just the reason I want to explain on my slide. Suddenly, I know that if you read through this slide, you'll be confused if you are not in class. I don't know how people who are not in class actually manage to go through the slide and understand it, but it's okay. So types of Linux package managers. So as I told you, you need a package manager to install any software in a Linux operating system. So one of the package managers is Red Hat Package Manager. From the name, you will know that this package manager is used when we are talking about using the Red Hat Enterprise what? The Red Hat Enterprise what? The Red Hat Enterprise what? Linux distribution. So when we are using the enterprise, so they have a specific package manager they use. So there are various distributions of operating system we have a particular package manager they use. For the Red Hat Enterprise, they will be using Red Hat Package Manager. And not just about the Red Hat, and every other operating system that was derived from the Red Hat will be using the Red Hat Package Manager. So the same way that we got distributions from Linux, we have the Red Hat, we have the CentOS, we have the Ubuntu, we have the all those distributions that we have. More distribution can be taken up from them. So you can derive one thing and another person will use that thing that you derive and derive some other thing from it. You can build an application. Somebody will use that application you build and add extra features to it and call it a name. So that is also what we are saying about. For Red Hat, which is a distribution, we'll be using the Red Hat Package Manager. And for any other distribution that will be getting or taking its form out or will be taken out from the Red Hat, we would also be using the RPM, now the Red Hat Package Manager. So that's a special package manager for the Red Hat OS, Linux OS, and its derivations. So everything will be using that package manager. So for the Debian package manager, is for Debian derived system. So that is the Ubuntu and the Kali. They are using the Debian package managers. So these are the package manager will be using. So if you are using Ubuntu and Kali, the package manager that will enable you to uninstall manage application, install application, update application is the Debian package manager. Then aside from these two, which are the core thing, right? So you know CentOS that we talked about is a Red Hat distribution. It was gotten from Red Hat. So in the sense that Red Hat was gotten from Linux itself as a distribution, something else can be gotten from Red Hat. Somebody can decide to create. So when people saw that they were paying for Red Hat, somebody decided to, why should somebody be paying for an enterprise? Why we can still create a one that is free? Someone decided to create CentOS out from the Red Hat. That is to say that for CentOS and the Red Hat Linux operating system, they will be using the RPM, which is Red Hat Package Manager. And the Debian, which is the Ubuntu and Kali, will be using the Debian Package Manager. And then we have also one that we call the package management tool. This one is a form of a generalized, a more enhanced package manager. And that is for APT. That is APT package manager will be used for Debian, and YUM will be used for all Red Hat distribution. Let me explain this so that you will not get confused. The Red Hat package manager is used for Red Hat operating system and any of its derivatives. And one of them that we talked about is RPM, which is the Red Hat Red Hat package manager, is used for these two. Why is it used for these two? Because Red Hat Enterprise Linux, CentOS was gotten from Red Hat. So that means RPM is the package manager that these two will be using. But Debian package manager, these two is using Debian package manager. So aside from that, there is what we call package management tools. It is more like an improved package manager. It is more robust. So it was kind of created because it was more robust. But by default, what we should have in our system should be this. But in our need to improve something, to improve what is already existing, came about this package management tool. And then it was developed specifically for Debian and specifically for Red Hat. So what for Debian, we have the APT package management tool. And for Red Hat, we have the YUM. YUM. Please, any place that you saw that I used acronyms, please do where to find the full meanings. So that is to say, for a operating system like Ubuntu, Kali will be using the Debian package manager, and as well we'll be using the APT package management tool. And for a operating system like Red Hat or CentOS, we'll be using the Red Hat package manager, and as well be using the what? YUM package management tool. Are you all with me on this? Are you cleared on this? If you are, if that's so, can I get a thumbs up? All right, thank you very much. Can we talk about the shell? Okay, Ayomide, you can go on.
Good evening, sir. I'm sorry, my question is quite unrelated. During the class, you said something about the VirtualBox requesting the installation of Windows C++. My
Yes.
laptop kept telling me that, and it kept saying fatal error, so I have not been able to install it till now.
Okay. All right. So you just have to install that application that VirtualBox will need to run. You just have to install it. Can you hear me?
Okay, but yes, sir, but how do I bypass the installation, something like that? Because it's not working.
Have you downloaded the Microsoft C++ or anything?
Yes, that.
And it's still not working?
No, sir, it's not installing.
Is your system virtualized? Is your system using virtualization, or it was off?
It should be virtualized.
Just check from your settings. I think, have you checked whether your system have virtualization is enabled on your system? Because if virtualization is not enabled on your system, if the manufacturer disabled it, you have to enable it for that thing to work, for the virtual box of the thing to start working.
Okay,
So
no
do you
problem.
do you know what? You can still drop me a message. We'll figure it out together. You will drop me a
Thank you,
message,
sir.
personal message, so we go through it together. All right. So is there any other thing? Can we move on? If we can move on, can I get a thumbs up? All right. Thank you very much. So there is what we call, they want to now talk about the shell, because that's what most of us will be. That's the primary thing you'll be using to interface with most of this in your cybersecurity endeavor. That's the shell. Is the shell, the application. You probably will just know, you will know what some of the applications are. You will know is the application, yes. You will know what the application, that is a shell, that place that you enter command. Let's talk about it. What does the shell help us to do? The shell gives us the enablement to be able to communicate our commands through the operating system. That is what it does for us. So it is the one-way interface, the intermediary between us and the what and the kernel, which is the operating system itself. So when we talk about the Linux architecture, don't just look at it as, is this what is made up in the Linux? No. What I'm saying about architecture is what it actually revolves around Linux. So the kernel is the Linux operating system itself. It is the heart of the operating system. But for us to be able to do anything, we have to vote. We have to use the things that are necessary for us. Which one of them is the word shell? As the user, for us to issue command, you don't interface with the kernel, the operating system. It's the shell that gives us the ability. So also when we come to Windows, you can't do anything with the operating system unless you have to utilize an application. It is those applications that enable you to, the operating system to work and give us back our feedback through an application. So the same way, we can't do anything on the Linux kernel, which is the OS itself, without using the word shell. So the architecture is the whole thing that enables us to do one thing or the other when it comes to the Linux. That is why we have the user, we have the application, we have the shell. Then we have the file hierarchy, we have the kernel, which is the OS itself, and then we have the hardware. So that is to say that shell is essential, and it's good for us to talk about it because it is the only one way we have to issue command and get feedback to our commands. And there are various types of shells. You have the bash shell, you have the KS head, you have the ZS and all that. But you don't have to bother about these things. You don't have to bother about it. The only thing you have to know is that there are major shell, which is the bash. It is the most popular. And how do you know whether you are using the bash shell? Immediately you log in into a shell or you open a shell terminal, and the prompt, that is before the prompt, and you see the $sign, that will tell you that you are using the bash shell. If you see the percentage, that means you are using any other shell that is not the bash shell. This is not for you to, this is not to, what is it called, your concern. But I'm just trying to tell you that for you to be able to know what shell, the types of shell that we have in cybersecurity, that the bash shell is the default and the most popular one. And that is the one that you will see immediately you're prompting. That prompt is the thing that is asking you to start typing in your command. Before that, you will see what we call the $sign. And then that is to tell you that's a bash shell. If it's not a $sign but a percentage, then that means you can be using any of these shell, whether KSS, ZSL, and so can I talk more about shell? When this Linux operating system was developed, bash was the shell that was used. But many people feel like this shell can be boring since it's just displaying for us white and black. That's white in a black environment. As most of you have seen my slide, is only having white and black. So many people felt like, oh, this thing, we don't like it. We have to do something pertaining to it. So they started creating their own and integrating it. So that is where all this one started coming in. So to enable humans to give somebody abilities to do uh, more thing. The more thing we are talking about is either for them to change the color, for them to be able to have assistive aids. That means do more things like assistance, have more assistance. Then these shells come to be. But the default shell through which the Kali Linux and most operating Linux distribution was built with is the bash. So every other one that you are seeing is still a shell, and all of them will still do the same thing that the bash shell will do. It's when we talk about color, when we talk about enhancement, saturation, help, assistance, then we now start talking about other shells. But meanwhile, the shell that stands out has always been the one that it came with, which is the bash shell. Are you all clear on this? Okay, Deborah. Deborah, you're raising up your hand. All right. Okay.
Okay, good evening, sir. So, sir, please, I want
Good
to
evening.
understand. Is it that the shell it comes with the Linux, like the Kali Linux or the Ubuntu, or you have to subscribe or pay for this shell?
No, you are not paying for this shell. This comes with the Linux operating system by default. It is the thing that's the interface you interact with. That's the where you enter in your command line. You are not paying for anything. It comes with it because it is needed for you to interact with it, to interact with the Linux. So it comes with you. You are not paying anything for it. Does that clear you?
Yes, sir, I understand. But sir, how do you select which one you want to use?
As I said, the default one is the bash. Is a bash. Many people can decide to change theirs. All right, they can change KSS, ZSS, depending on the what is it called, operating system of choice. That means I mean the distribution of choice. But normally, all of them is meant to use bash. So some people used to develop their own, like I said, KSS, ZSS. So many people will develop. Many of you don't like Zoom, and you like Meet. Does that also default the thing that both Meet and Zoom can be used for video conferencing? So there are people that don't like. We know that both of them are used for command line to enter our command. So I don't like this. I will use KSH for my own. So another organization that was developing a distribution can decide to develop their own shell. So shell is just what gives us the ability to enter command. And there is nothing much. It's just that interface that gives us the ability to enter or work with the Linux operating system. So another person can choose to develop anything. So it's up to you. It's not even up to you most times because once you install an operating system, it will come pre-installed with the shell. So I'm just trying to tell you that how to know the two different shells is that bash will always have its command this thing before the prompt starting with a dollar sign, and other shells that are not bash will have the percentage. Is that clear, Deborah?
Yes, sir, it is. Thank you.
Okay. Adewara,
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
good evening.
So are you now saying that this bash shell is it under popular shell or is a shell on its own? Because I'm
Yes.
mixing both together, popular shell, bash shell. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Let me look for something. Hmm. I just want to look for something. I just want to know. All right, I just want to see something. I just used to express this to you. All right, you when your
Okay,
system
sir.
came, when your phone came, you had your phone. Eh? There
Yes.
is there is what we call Google Duo. I don't know whether it's like if you are using Android. Eh? There are
Okay.
basic things that came with your system. Are you know what I'm saying? There are basic apps that come. So a minute, please. All right, thank you. All right, so invariably, what I'm saying is this: when your application came pre-installed, like where your phone came, the application that came by default, and most of the time you cannot even delete them, you cannot remove them, because they came with the operating system involved. The same way that shell comes with the operating system, so they come with the operating system that you are using. So invariably, what I'm saying that Linux itself, when it was developed, the shell that was used in developing Unix is bash shell. And how you will notice it, has this, it starts with this. Before the prompt, I will say you should enter command. This is the thing that you will see, this $sign. So when other people started creating their various distributions, like the one on Ubuntu, started creating Ubuntu out of the Linux, many of them decided to change the bash shell. They created their own, maybe KSH, ZSH. What's the difference between these things? There is nothing much different. All of them are used in entering command. But maybe there is something that has to do with color. Maybe bash is using black and white. They decided to bring in color in other words, in other shell. I get what I'm saying. So once you install that operating system, it comes with a particular shell. So the only thing I'm just trying to tell you how to differentiate between the shells that we have. This shell that uses this is not like bash shell. That means the people that manufactured that Linux distribution didn't change the default shell. They are still utilizing it. But if you see any other shell like KSH, ZSH, that means they changed it when they were manufactured. So you can be using Parrot and you will not see this, you will not see this $sign. You'll not be like, the thing I'm using is using $sign. That is because they decided to create out another kind of shell. And that shell will be using the word percentage. There is nothing different about them. The only thing is enhancement. You use both of them to do what? To do the command, enter the command. All right. Have we seen auto completion before? How many of you have noticed auto completion? So if you have seen auto completion in effect happening, maybe you want to write something and it's auto completing for you, or it brings out suggestions for you. So those are the kind of things that somebody will want to say that, oh, bash shell doesn't do auto complete. Why don't we do another shell that will be helping us to do when we want to type a command is to do auto completion? So those are just enhancements. It doesn't change the fact that all of them can be used to do what? Command. So these shells can be do what? Can make your work easier. But that doesn't still what? Default the whole thing of that it is used in entering what? Command. So you can try to enter one command and it will auto complete it for you. That is the beauty of whatever shell is that. But the most popular shell that is being used across all various cybersecurity operating system endeavors is the bash shell, because other ones came out of people's need to enhance and improve them. Does that explain it to you, Adewara?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Finally,
all right. Okay, so that's on that on short. So now we are going over to our practicals to see how to do most of the things that we have been doing. These are lab one. So the first thing we'll be doing is to install Linux or Ubuntu OS, which most of you have done. I've shown you the last day, the first day, sorry, of this class. So the second lab activity we'll be doing is how to install a software in the Linux. And this is the step-by-step. We'll use the APT. Remember what I said APT is a package manager. So for you to be able to install any application, you will use the APT. That is the command which enables us, or the package manager that enables us to what? Do installation in the Debian. That is for Ubuntu and for Linux, you will use APT. But if it's for Red Hat, you will use YUM, Y-U-M. So just know that I kind of separated it. So when we are using APT for Ubuntu and in Kali, you will not be confused. So that's where it is used. So the other one is used, YUM is used for any Red Hat, like CentOS and Red Hat enterprise distribution of operating. So what we'll use this APT to do is to install any application of our choice. So as the application will be installing Suricata and TC-dump, which are network analyzers or network analysis tools that we'll be using. And then we'll also use this APT, since I already told you that package manager are used for installing and uninstalling software. We'll use them to install these softwares, Suricata and TC-dump, and also to uninstall them. This is what this will be helping us to do. That's because we are in the Linux, Kali Linux, and Ubuntu. That's the thing we'll be doing. Then the second practical we'll be doing on doing basic input and output in Linux operating system. Doing basic input, we input something and we get the output. We do one thing and we get the output. And then doing basic calculation, using Linux as calculation to do our various calculations. So those are the things we'll be exploring in our lab. These are the two things lab. We have done lab 1 before, how to install or load it. So we'll be doing this, and then conclude. I think that's all for that. So if you are with me on this, we can go get started with the lab. So far so good. We'll be, since I said that most of you have not done, we'll be using a one that is open for everybody to be seeing what we are doing. So I would love to reshare my screen, present something else. So, all right, this is a lab. This is a lab, and this is a kind of a cloud-based lab interface that will enable us to do what you want to do. So everybody will be seeing it. It is also applicable in your own local system if you want to replicate. So it is also open for you to do. So I want to follow the whole instruction. At each point, I will be explaining what needs to be explained so that you better understand it. So as you can see, I can start the lab so that it will give us the Linux interface. So that we'll start doing the installation. So I'll be asking my question now. So from this interface, Linux interface, from this Linux interface, what shell are we using? From this interface, what you said is what?
Bash,
Bash. Why is it bash, please?
because of the dollar sign.
Because of the
Nice.
dollar sign. All
Yes,
right,
it has
thank
the
you.
last time.
All right, thank you very much. So if you see any other thing, you already will come to your mind that this is another shell that is not bash. So it can be ZKS, those ones I mentioned. But this is the default shell that you will see in most Linux distributions. So they say we have 1 hour to complete this session. So let's go and see what is expected of us. All right. They said in this lab activity, we'll go together, be reading with me too on your own. What kind of interface are you using, sir? I don't understand what you mean, what type of interface. What do you mean by what type of interface? I'm just trying to borrow a lab session that will help us. It's a cloud-based lab session that will give us the Linux installed interface for us to do what we want to do. The same thing that I'm doing here, following this instruction by the right, will be the same thing you can be also able to do in your local system. You can be able to replicate them. So look at what I'm saying. CLOI, this is a command line interface. So you can see this prompt. This is telling us, give us command. Because this is what you'll be seeing when you enter your Linux, Kali Linux. Ubuntu, as I said, has both command line and GUI. That's why you will now start seeing what you will click. But if you are using Kali, this is what you will see that will open up to you. Like this is what the environment will look like. So if you don't know how to work with the command line, you can't work with Kali Linux. I think I'm so. No, this is cloud-based. This is cloud-based. It's cloud-based, oh, please. Oh. It's cloud-based. If you open your own, you will just see something like this dark environment and this. So if you are using Ubuntu, you have to click on your terminal for you to see this. But if you are using Kali, this will automatically open up for you, I guess. So as this thing is waiting, Look at what the lab is saying. In this lab, you will use the APT. What does APT tell us? When we say we are using the APT package manager, what does it call to us? What operating system distribution does this tell us that we are on? Are you all with me? When we are saying we are using the APT manager,
Linus and
Linux or Ubuntu, Kali, Debian Kali or Ubuntu. So that is to tell us. So, but if it's Yum, you already know that it is CentOS or Red Hat. So they told us we are using APT because we are on the Linux, Kali Linux or Ubuntu. So as we are going, said we are going to use the APT and sudo to install and uninstall application in the Linux bash shell. There is something I have not said there because we have not gotten to Linux command. That's the next topic we have proper, Linux commands, trying to teach us Linux command. But let me say what sudo is. Sudo is an administrative permission. For you to do any kind of modification to the system, you have to use the sudo command. Sudo kind of gives you the privilege to do things as an administrator. You are not an administrator of a system by default because admins, root admins, are the only people who are permitted to modify anything in the system, install, uninstall application. But you as a user, you can assume administrative right. Can I explain this thing to what you are used to? Your mom cannot act on behalf of your dad unless your dad is not present. Your mom cannot go and start taking what we call in people that are from Igbo culture. Your mom cannot go and start taking something like cola when your dad is there. But there are things that your dad can permit her to be able to do. So the same way also that for us to be able, though we are not the root users, we cannot make modification to a system. We have to assume an authority. And what gives us those ability to assume an authority so as we can make modification to the Linux OS is what we call the word sudo. So we'll be using the sudo alongside the APT because we are trying to do what? Install an application. So, and the APT is the package manager. So we now have what? Sudo, which gives us administrative permission. We have the APT, which is the package manager. And thirdly, we now have the name of the what? Application that we want to install. So we say sudo is giving us administrative privilege. APT is the package manager we are using to do the installation. And what? The name of the application we want to install. This is the beauty of how Linux works. So we use the sudo APT, the name of the word application. So when we are reading down, why installing Linux application can be a complex task, the APT package manager manages most of this complexity for you and allows you to quickly and reliably manage the application in a Linux application environment. You will use Suricata and TC dump as an example. These are the network security applications that can be used to capture and analyze network traffic, which I've already told us what TC dump and Suricata is used for. The virtual machine you use access in this lab has a Debian-based distribution, as you guys already said, which can be Ubuntu or Kali Linux, and that works with the APT package manager. Using a virtual machine prevents damage to a system. The events, its tools are used inappropriately. It gives you the ability to revert back to a previous state. As a security analyst, it is likely you will need to know how to install and manage applications on a Linux operating system. In this lab, you will learn how to do exactly that. So we are reading the scenario. Your role as a cybersecurity analyst requires that you have the Suricata and TC dump network security application installed on your system. In this scenario, you have to install, uninstall, and reinstall this application on the Linux bash shell. You also need to confirm that you have installed them correctly. So this is what is required for us to do in this lab. So let's go. Ensure that the APT is installed. So the very first thing that we need to know is whether the APT is even installed in our system. APT gives us ability, that's packet, to install other applications. So by default, this APT have to be installed in every Linux we are using. If not, we'll have it difficult. We'll have difficulty in installing application because it is needed to install application. So how do we confirm this? We confirm this by simply entering the APT into the command line, and it will tell us whether it has what installed or not. How would we know whether it has installed? We will see the word version displayed when we enter it. So the short form for the command for APT, that is still APT. So we just have to type in APT to know whether it is installed in our application, in our Linux. It's not just about APC. Any application you want to know whether it is installed in your system, you can easily type them out. So if we want to know whether Suricata is installed in our system, we can type Suricata. And what did he say? Command not found. Why is command not found? Because it is not installed in our system. If it is installed in our system, it will show us the name of the application and the version. So for every application you want to know if they are installed, we'll simply have to type out the name of that application and it will display for us. If it says not found, command not found, simply know that application is not installed. So the same way we want to know that if APT, which is a package manager that is supposed to come by default, is installed in our Linux, we'll type out what? APT. And from what we are seeing, you are seeing a whole lot of information. You can tell you that APT is installed because it's saying APT 1.8.2.3. That is simply telling us how to even use the APT. So you are seeing that APT is installed in our system. Then we can now be able to use this package manager to install other applications that are not in our system, which is the Suricata and the TC DOM. So let's move further. So we can check our progress since we have already done this and it has given us. So he said we should not install and uninstall the Suricata application. And I said that before we begin that, one of the first things we have to enter is what? Sudo, which is giving us elevation because we want to do a major modification to the system. When we talk about modification, we are saying something that has in a way to impact what the system does. Because when you are bringing in application, that's a major modification. You have to take an elevated permission, which is what? Sudo. Then we will type what? We type APT, which is the package manager. We will not tell APT what we want to do because APT is just a package manager. It can be used to update an application. It can be used to uninstall an application. It can be used to do what? Manage an application. So what do we invariably want to do? We want to do what? Install. We will type what? APT install. We have already told APT what to do. So what is APT installing for us? Installing an application. Which application is installing Suricata? So that is how to better understand how this flows. Sudo gives us an elevated permission. APT is the package manager for what? For either installing, uninstalling, and managing applications. So what do you want to do at this point is to install. And what are we installing? We are installing Suricata. So when somebody tells you, can you help me to install an application? The first thing you ask them is what is the name of the application. Once you already have the name, you can be good to go. Sudo apt install Suricata. But this apt can change depending on the distribution you are using. If you are using a Red Hat or CentOS, you almost know that the apt will change to yum. So it will be sudo yum install the name of the application. But all goodness that we are using what? We are using apt. So once we do it and press enter, should I clear my screen so it will come up? Sorry. Clear is used to clear screen. So let's type sudo apt install. Sudo apt install. After this one, I will be asking questions. So you guys will be responding me. Sorry, Kata. So once we do this, the application starts installing. You are seeing that thing I said about package. It will install everything that we needed. If you ask us, do you want to continue? We will enter yes or no. We will enter yes. If you say no, it will not install it. So what this thing will be doing during the installation is to install everything. As you can see, you are seeing Python here. You are seeing many other applications aside from Suricata you are installing. That is why I called it package. Package installs everything and the dependency that it will need to work. So it is done with our installation. How do we know whether our installation is done? It is asking us for another command, blanket. So we can check if our installation was properly done by typing out the name of the application, Suricata. And when we press enter, you are seeing now we are having information about Suricata and how to even use it. So that is what it's all about. So now it is giving out version and it is Suricata 4.1.2. That is to tell our installation was what? Successful. So I've done this. So we are going forward. We have done what is expected of us from the lab. We have done it. So we have done it. So let's check. Okay, sorry. He said that we should uninstall Suricata. So who can, from what we have done, who can tell us how to uninstall Suricata? Okay, I know that I'm not told you. So the only thing you have to do is to replace the command we use in install
With
as
remove.
remove. All right, that's it. So sudo apt remove Suricata, it uninstalls Suricata for us. So how do I clear my screen? I think that a lot of things is on my screen. How will I clear it? Okay, somebody
Clear.
have clear. So you said I should ask sudo what is it called? apt, right? Remove Suricata. So it will start uninstalling all those things that it needed. So it's asking me, do I want to continue? I would say yes. Uninstalling all those things installed before to enable Suricata to work. When it's done, for us to still confirm, we'll type Suricata and then it will say what? No such command. That is to say it has been what? Uninstalled. And we can go further to what? Check our progress to see whether we have done what is expected of us. It's not try hack me, it's Google class skills boost. Google. That's what I'm using. Google Cloud Platform. That's what I'm using. So I want to install, I'm not saying this, so I want to install TC dump. So who is giving me that? Who is telling me how to install TC dump? So given what we have done, is it free? Is it free? Is it free? No, not really. I think there are some labs that are free. There are some labs you have to have credit. I don't want Victoria Zone. They have given me, but who else? Who else are in this class? Should I call names? I think that's what I will start doing now. I'll start calling names. I will be specific on who I want them to answer my question. So they said sudo apt install. So the only thing you just need to know is the commands. They are commands that are static. Commands like sudo apt install, remove, they are static. The only thing that will be changing is the application that you are installing. I want to install this application. I want to remove this application. So install TCP dump. So it will start installing everything, both the dependency that it will need to work. So let me clear my screen. So how do I know that whether it has installed successfully? Should I call them? Glory. How do I know if this has installed successfully? I said Suricata and TC dump are used for network analysis, for us to analyze what is going on our network. Okay, TCP dump. So it will show us the version. You said command not found. Command not found. Does it mean that it didn't enter? TCP dump. They said command not found. Did we install it? Yes, so we did. So there is also another way I will have to discover. There is also another way I have to discover. I think there's another way we have to discover this. TCP dump. All right, sudo apt install. Okay, Jacqueline, TCP dump version, right? That's true. It's still not here. Did I press yes or no? What did I even press that time you asked me that command? I didn't even remember. Sudo apt.
Did you
Let's
press
try it.
anything, sir?
I did not. No wonder it's not installed now. Sudo apt install TCP. I didn't enter yes. Abi, did it? Let me check. 0 newly installed, 059 not upgraded. Okay. Following packages were automatically installed and you are no longer required. TC dump is already the newest version. Okay. Why is it not showing me TCP dump? It's supposed to work. Showing me not command, not used. All right, so there is also another way for checking this thing aside from this, but that one gives us a comprehensive list of all the app that have been installed. So let me clear the screen. Let me clear the screen and have I forgotten that app installed list? I'm coming. A purpose. Sorry, I've forgotten the command. Let me remember what I want to do. Install application. Check. Check. People should not mind. I want to get. I know we are still coming to this thing I'm doing. I'll still teach you a purpose. My sister. Okay. A purpose. Install app. Okay, this is not giving me what I want. Check app. Okay. Something I'm looking for. This is not giving me what I want. A purpose application list, applications, list, applications. Okay. Let me look for what I'm trying to get. Okay. All right, I think that thing should be here. Okay. All right. Okay, that's what I was looking for. I've seen what I'm looking for. APTL, please, right? All right. So I think because from what we are seeing, I don't know why my command line is hanging. From what we are seeing, it's not bringing out. It's supposed to bring out the same way it brought out the TCP dump. Suricata on. What? This is not. You have to check it from all the application that is installed on our system and see if TC dump has been installed. So that's what we'll check. So that was the command I was trying to figure out. I forgot about the command. The main thing is that please do not cram commands. Just know how they work. So that when you want to do something, you can easily ask the right questions and then get it done. If you cram commands, it's going to be difficult for you. That's that's the thing. I don't know. My command line is hanging. Once it resumes, I will do what I want. Sorry, you can't hear me since.
Yes.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes.
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 Okay, thank you very much for acknowledging. So please, sometimes the way we use that suricata and it's giving us the version and we know that it is installed and then we press in APT, it gives us the version it is installed. Please, the better way to do it is using this. Tell the APT, sorry, to list for you installed applications rather than using that method. That method might not work for every application that you install. Trying to use the name of the application to know whether it is installed. Please use APT list for me or installed application in my system. That is APT list double hyphen installed. So that's the proper application to check for things that are installed in your system. So when we hit the enter, it will bring for us everything that is installed on our system. So we'll now go through and see and look for TCP. As we can see, TCP is here. You can see it, I'm highlighting it. So it is showing us installed. So that's the best way to check for all the installation that you have done on your system. Preferably than trying to use the name as you have been trying to do so now. Please use this one. It's more efficient and it's more sustainable than trying to go by the name. All right, Rofiat.
Please, I just wanted to ask, my on
Rofiat, you
my
can speak.
yeah, yes, on my sorry, on my dashboard, I press cards, and I didn't press any of that before pressing enter, so it's not showing, it's not bringing the dollar sign and the home signs. I don't know what to do to return to the dollar sign
You
again.
press card,
Yes, without
press
pressing
control C or control Z, sorry.
Control C. Okay, thank you very much.
Has it returned?
Yes, it has returned. It has returned.
Control
Thank
Z.
you.
Okay.
Control
So
C. Yes,
haven't done that. You said?
I said Control C. I've pressed it. It has returned.
Has it returned?
Yes, it has returned. I've pressed it.
Okay. Thank you. So we can see that the command that we use, apt list for us installed application, will better give us the to see all the application that we have installed. You can see the highlighted one, which is TCP dump, is installed from what we are seeing there. And then we can also check for what else did we install? Suricata, right? We can check for Suricata OPQRS. Did we install? Should we have uninstalled Suricata? We uninstalled it. It's not here. So this is a better way. Please use that command for to check because all those one that we are using might not work over the period of time. So that means using the name to check. So as it was, is not working for us. So use apt list for us. If you are with me, can I get a thumbs up? If there is anything, that's what is required for us. APT list installed hyphen. Those hyphen will be together. I said, okay, APT list. This is what to use and check whether you have installed an application. You will just have to scroll through, check by alphabet. It lists in a chronological order, A, B, C, D, for you to check the particular one. So that's what you use. Once I enter this, sorry, what did I do now? APT list install. Um, My command network is dealing with me. What's happening? Okay. Oh, okay. So you can see our TC dump here. You can see it, but the Suricata we uninstalled will not be here because we have uninstalled it. It's no longer in our system. So that's what they required for us to do in the task 4. And you can see we have done it. So we want to reinstall Suricata. How do we do it? Who is giving us glory? Glory, how do we install Suricata again? Glory. Is there anybody giving us how do we install Suricata again? We want to, you know that we all installed it then.
Sudo apt
Okay.
install Suricata.
Sudo apt install Suricata.
Okay, thank you. Install Suricata. Okay, so given that, yes, how do I check if Suricata has been installed? Not the first method I said, the better one. How do I check if Suricata has been installed?
Apt list dash dash installed.
Okay, app list apt. That's telling the package manager to list for you all the installed application. So when we do it, we will now check alphabetical order. Have you seen Suricata? Yes, look at it. I've highlighted it. Installed. Have you seen TC dump? Yes, it's still there. Installed. So when we all install it, we are not going to see them any longer. So one of the things that you have learned today is how to, like in this lab, how to use the privilege. That means administrative privilege or higher level privilege, like that is sudo, in order to make a modification to a system. We have also learned how to install on and uninstall an application, and we have also learned how to know the application that are already resident on our system. So that's a good one to get started with on the Linux operating system. And we want to move over to the second lab, which has to do with how to do what? How to do basic input and output on the Linux distribution. If you are all good with this, then we can proceed. That's the end of the lab for this particular lab. We have 5/5. So if you are good with it, we can continue. If not, somebody can raise up their hand. Jacqueline.
Who's asking? For instance, I have 1,000 installed applications. Is there a way I can refine my checks just to see only that specific application that has been installed?
Yes, there is a way. There is a way. But we are getting to that. For instance, I can do this. There is a way. It is called grep command. Clear. Let me do. So you want to check apt, right? List install. Thank you for that question, but we are still getting to that. I wanted us to take it more. So what I will do this is this. I'll put what we call pipe. Pipe is kind of, I don't want to get things complicated at this point, but we are getting to that. It's telling the I know that you print this thing to the screen, but instead of you printing it, consider this thing before you start printing. That is what pipe does. Standard output, taking it to as an input for another command to work with. So the output that should have come out, another thing we use it as is input in order to bring about an output. So I'm telling you, instead of you listing this thing, I need a particular thing. That is pipe. Pipe is just the standing word, the standing what is it called? Forward slash, the standing one. So I'm telling you, app list installed. Sorry, you didn't remind me, I didn't put the So this is a better one. So instead of it to list this thing, I want to do what Jacqueline is asking me for. I said grep TCP dump. So search for me. Give me only one that contains TCP dump, since it's what I want to know whether it is installed. So instead of you to list out everything, just give me, grab me, search for me, and provide me with TCP dump. The only one that contains TCP dump, give it to me. So let's see whether it will work. What does it say? App does not have a stable CLI interface. Use with caution. So they are not allowing us to do this. Can somebody do that with their local one, please? There are many things that they will restrict you from doing. There are many things they will. Okay, it gave us here. TC dump. You can see it here. So it gave us there, but sometimes they will not allow you to do some certain things because of restrictions. So you can see TC dump, host stable now 4.9 to install. So does that answer your question, Jacqueline?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So if you also want to do for Suricata, I will say APT. Sorry, I will say APT. I will just search for provide me only with Suricata. So if it doesn't provide anything from our side, that means that application is not installed. That is for most of you asking how you can eliminate so many choices. This is the way you would do it. I know we have not gotten to this grep command, but I just wanted to answer our question. So you can see Suricata, it is telling us install Suricata 4.1.2 install. So that's the way if you don't want the whole command outline. So can we move over to our second lab? And then I think Stephanie, Edna, Felicia, all of you, you can talk.
Okay, sir. I want to just quickly ask, what if you
Okay.
want to find out if more than one application is installed?
You
Can we
can
do
see
this?
you can still use the grep and the command now. What do you want to do? APT, grep, suricata, grep. I mean, that's it. Okay, sorry. You need to separate with command. I think. Oh, this thing is giving me. All right, let's do it this way. Grep. Um, there's no application. So you want to check for more than one application, right? That's what you are asking. Whether more than one application at the same
Yes,
time.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you for bringing this in to make us to consider how to write this thing. You know, all these things is all about figuring out there are commands existing is just to figure out how you can be able to write it and get the exact thing that you need. So grep is the command for search. So it wants us to search so the kata and this does the capture command and grep search for us to kata if somebody figures out that suricata and then so grep normally have one kind of keyword that's just about grep. So you just kind of you enter the keyword that you are looking for to find. I've never done the combination. I'm just trying to see that I know it can be done. It's just for me to ask the right question to Google and I will know what it is. So at times it's just for you to know what you want to do. I don't cram these commands. I just know how they work. So what is it called? Suricata TCP dump. I think this should have been the best way to go about it. Not sort dump like TCP dump grep. Okay, TCP say top. All right, let me search what I want to do using grep to find two keywords, right? Two strings, two keywords. So all right, so I've gotten it. So that's to tell you, nobody is in this thing that we are doing is ability for you to know what you want to do. So I'm not even so what he said we should do is we should do sudo. Sorry, what were we doing before? We want to list this, then use grep. E is the option when we want to do multiple keywords. So Rekata and TCP dump, right? Let me see if it will pop up something. TCP dump. All right, no such file like that. Well, okay. How are we doing? Rekata TCP dump. Why I discovered that some other person can ask their question, please. I know there is a script for this.
Sorry, sir, what is the grape used for?
It's for search. It's for search. That's what.
Okay, and what application are we on now? Is it? I'm so sorry, I joined the call a little bit late. Is this the Kali Linux like itself?
Yes, it's a
This
card.
CLI.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So then there is also one other person that Felicia, I think. You
Sir,
want
can
to ask
we
a
use the
question?
command? Can we use the command prompt to give this command? Can we use this command on command prompt?
No, command prompt have their own commands for all the things that will. Command prompts have their own commands for whether you want to do anything on network IP addressing. Command prompts have its own prompt. So, Rafiat, your hands is up.
Please, I'm not seeing your screen, so I just want to ask that
You're
what
not
was the
seeing my
command you
screen.
pressed? Yes, maybe it's my network, I don't know. I just want to
Okay.
ask that what is the command you press to view with grep to view two app at the same time?
I'm just still trying it. I know that I was just trying. I know grep is used for searching a particular keyword in a thing
Yes.
that you don't want it to display. So when she now asks this question, though I've not really done that thing, like done it because it's mostly at times it's just one keyword. So I've not really done something on that. So that was what I was trying to figure out. That's me how to use grep for multiple strings. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's what I'm
Yes.
looking at. So if some what is it called? Uh, mm, so I've started bringing up all this what is it called? Model. Okay, let me try something. Okay, let's try Stoptron. So it's not so at this point, it's just to give you the foundation to try what were we even doing. Okay, app list, grep, grep, right? Suricata, uh, e, TCP dump. Okay. So I've gotten it. Who was asking that question?
It
Who was
It
was
was
asking?
me.
me.
Oh, look at it. We can now see CCP dump and Suricata. So the only thing that you need to do is to employ the E. That's the E. That means for every keyword you'll be entering, you use the hyphen E to separate. So I'll say grep hyphen E, this particular keyword, also hyphen E, this particular keyword, hyphen E, and so you just be figuring out. So thank you for that. I just learned. I've never considered, like, my mind hasn't gone to that before. But thank you for that. You just made me in and for us figuring it out together. So there are many of them. As I know, just know how to what you want to do. So because I know what grep can be used for, I was able to ask the right question or and get what I needed to do. So the same way also, please just know these commands, what they do. As we'll be going through this course, don't cram anything, know how they work. So when you want to say, oh, I want to search for something and I want to combine multiple keywords with grep. Because if you say you want to search for something on the Linux, many things will be coming up. You will not be able to sieve out what you need. But when you say, I want to use grep to search for things, whether an application is installed using multiple keywords, then you can be able to get what you know. So that's on that. Is there any more question? Or should we go over to the next lab?
Please, what did you type? What did you type? I can't see the screen, so I'm just
Is there any
listening to
other
you.
person finding it difficult to see my screen? I typed the thing that I typed grep hyphen E for each keyword. You type the first keyword, then hyphen E again, the second keyword. That's just it. Grep hyphen E, the first keyword you want to search, hyphen E again, small e, then the second keyword that you want to search for. Remember that you also use your apt list installed, then pipe. That means the pipe command. So that's it. Is there any other thing? Are we on the same page? If you're on the same page, you can give me a thumbs up so we continue. So let me end this lab. We are done with it. We are done with it. So I don't know if my battery can carry me on for the remaining practical, but I think I don't know my this thing. Oh, what is it called? My lab don't want to end again. Okay. Faithful, go on.
Okay, sir, I cannot really see your screen. You were explaining something like the iPhone and all that, working on a multiple
Victoria have
command.
dropped
But
it
I
on
can't
the
see it.
Victoria have dropped it on the comment section.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Ah, you are talking about the command, right?
Yes, the
Hello?
question that he asked about that we were searching, making research or searching for it has to do with.
Yes,
That was
it
what I'm
was the way to combine two keywords. You want to search out if two applications, instead of doing it one after the other, you want to do it at the same time. Maybe you want 3 or 4 more, you want to check if they are installed. So she have typed out the command. You just simply have to use grep hyphen E for each of the keywords you will do. You use hyphen E, the first keyword,
I don't
hyphen
know if
E,
you
the
can hear
second.
me. My network is really bad. I can never hear you.
Just check what Victoria typed on the comment section. You will see how I was able to do it.
Okay, sir.
All right. So I'm ending this lab. I think. All right. So the next lab we'll be doing is the basic input and output. Basic input and output. So so it's going to be a quick one because there is no nothing much. Huh? But let's start the lab. Okay. So we'll go. I'm using Google Cloud. Google Cloud Skills Boost. Google Cloud. All right. So I want us to know one thing. For us to be able to do a basic input and output on a Linux system, there's what we call the echo command. So the echo is more like tell me something, say something. You know what echo is? When you say something, it comes back to you, right? That is why the echo command is important. So if you want something to be printed on our screen, we'll just simply use the echo command. So you can use the echo command for maybe you want to, let me just say your favorite person. You just want to tell them, how many of you have done programming before? There is a popular thing we say, hello world, and it will print on your screen, hello world. That's Python. You will say, what is it called? A print hello world, it will print. So the kind of ability that gives us to print things on the screen Maybe you want your favorite person's name to be printed on the screen. So the first thing towards in basic input and output for the timeline is what? Echo. And that thing that you want it to print. So you just imagine, let me say, Bola is my person. I want her to print her on her screen. I'll say echo what? Bola. And it will, okay, and echo what? Echo Rofiat. If you just so anything you type in and put echo, it will bring it back to you. So echo is a kind of give me back this. You impute, give me back this, give me back that. Any person here, I can echo their name, echo Felicia. You can echo as many things as possible. This is cybersecurity class, so it will bring it back. So it's just like print for me this. That's what it's kind of say. So cybersecurity class. So it will bring it back. So, but most importantly, please, especially learn how to use either single quote or double quote. Put them so it's better off. It's a best practice that you start learning it now than trying to just. Though Linux we understand, but for humans to better understand, please put in double quote anything that you are kind of even those ones you are doing. Grep, find this, just is better also to be put in quotation mark. So to better for better comprehension, even though the Linux system we understand. So the echo is one thing that gives us the functional. Yes, Stephanie. Stephanie.
Okay, so yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I thought you were going to like just end the explanation on echo. I wanted to like ask you what's the usefulness or purpose of using echo, but I think
Okay.
you're still explaining further.
All right. So echo, however, is just for us to be able to print something for us. There is nothing else. It's just to print, bring out something. Should give us back this, give us back this. That's what echo is used for. Are you get what I'm saying? It's just there. Maybe you want to test whether something is working, whether your terminal is working. Anything, just echo. That's what it's used for. Print for me this on the screen. There's nothing else. It's just what it does. But meanwhile, with echo and some other things, we can convert echo to a useful thing. Eh? So at times I don't want echo. Since I know echo means to print, I will tell it to echo this cybersecurity. Are you getting me? Cybersecurity class. This is what you should have printed in the screen for me. But I don't want you to print it on the screen. I want you to put it inside a file. So I will now say file dot what? TST. So you saw that greater than sign. I'm telling you, echo this thing, put this thing. Do not print it. This means you should have printed it, but print it inside this file. That is why I'm not saying you to print it. If you use echo and that word, it will bring it out on your screen. But I'm not telling you, print this thing inside this file, put it inside this file. So you are seeing how I'm utilizing the functionality of echo to make more sense. So when I put it, nothing will appear in my screen again. So it will be in this file.txt. Even if this file.txt is not existing, it will create it. So just there's nothing. So you are saying you didn't print it out. So I can check whether this thing is in my file.txt. I'll use a command called cat file.txt. We have not gone to this thing. I'm just trying to explain. I will get to these commands I'm using. We are still on it. So you are seeing now cat. That means view for me what is bring out what is in file.txt. This is cybersecurity class. So that's what echo is just about. Give me back. When you say something, it comes back to you. Is that clear? Is that clear, Stephanie? All right, thank you.
Yes, I
So
get
that
it. Thank
is just to generate output. There's nothing else that is doing. Okay, so we should do echo name. Must I do the one you people are doing? Must I do it for you to mark me? What did I even do, sir? Control echo. Echo name. Okay. Okay. So for them to be able to mark also, let's be going. Is it not what you said we should do? Is it not what you said we should do? They said we should use it to impute my name. Okay. But I've used it to impute so many other people's names. Okay, with my own name. Okay. All right. So the thing that wants to mark us, I don't know what we did to him. Okay, I didn't do everything. Echo hello. You know these things are coded. So to do one thing, if you don't do that thing that they want you to do, there will be. I beg, let's move forward. Let me explain what I'm trying to explain. I've done what I wanted for us to do. So, Chisom, go ahead. Chisom, go ahead. I thought you raised up your hand. Chisom. Okay. Chisom. You raised up your hand now. Speak up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Good evening. I said, what did you say is the use of the double quotation marks?
It's nothing. It's just to put our strings. It's just to put our strings to make it readable, more readable. Just imagine you typing Echo Michael. What if your name is three things like your surname, your middle name? It will not look presentable. Just what we just needed is to put those strings that are together. But still, if you put it that way, it's a print. It's just to bring organization to your work so that you will not be confused. That's just it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you can use it without it, but I'm just using it. So we want to do some mathematics with our Linux, and what will enable us to do that is expression command, ASPR command. That is what will enable us to do that. So, but you'll now be asking yourself, what's the case where you'll be using it? You have already seen what they said here. Imagine that the system has shown you that you have 32 alerts, but only 8 required action. You want to calculate how many alerts are false positive so that you can provide feedback to the team that configures the alert. So not to stress yourself to start doing 32 minus 8. So you can easily use your Linux command and do what? Expression 32 minus 8. And it will do calculator for you. So you can do your normal calculation here in Linux. So rather than trying to get a calculator, you will simply do your what? Normal calculation with the use of the expression command. So and easily answer questions. So you can do as many as expression 3500 times 12. So you can do your multiplication, addition, division, all those things. You can do them just with the expression command. This thing had issues with, I had issues with this on my system, this 3500. That means doing this thing. I think they are wrong here. I think this is the right way to do this one. Abi, that's not it. We had issues that this thing was not processing. Where is the other kind of thing? I think this is it. All right. This is not what I'm. There is something I'm looking forward to. I want to. If you do it on a normal.
I'm not seeing your screen. Oh.
Is there any other person not seeing my screen?
And I don't know the last command you put.
I was saying
Yes, I'm
expression.
now also seeing the screen. I thought I was the only one. I thought I was taking it from my network.
It's from your network. I can see your screen.
So it's from your network. So even me, I'm seeing my screen from here. Because there is a way Chrome will enable you to be doing presentation and be seeing your screen. So there is a way this thing doesn't go like this. There is a way for it's only the minor that is different. It's only the minor that is kind of different. Other ones work. You can do divide. I think division by 12. It will do it. So it's just the times. I think I'm just trying to figure out a way. These people didn't get it. There is a way that they write it. So I think that's what I'm trying to figure out here. The way they write it. Okay. Okay, that's it. So it's only the multiplication that is different. Expression 3500 slash before the multiplication sign and 12. That's the only thing. But other ones, other calculation that you want to do, uh, will work. Divide will work. Plus will work. Minus will work. Every other one will work. Just these times that you have to put this thing. So you can use the expression command in order to do various kind of calculation in your Linux operating system. So which other thing is left here? I think one other thing is uh, clear. Clear. I've already taught clear. Clear in Bash, how to clear your screen. So you just simply do clear. So it will clear your screen. There is nothing else. So I think that's all for the lab. We have done almost all these things. The clear, we have done it. The echo is just echo in and echo out. And that's just on that. So that's on the so that's just basic input and output that you'll be doing. Echo, expressions, and clear screen. There is nothing else on that. Those will still be this is just a kind of this is a preamble. We'll get just to show you that the use thing that you can do, the common things. We are going to get more in depth with time as we go through the course of this thing. All right, you can ask your questions.
Okay, sir. I want
Sir,
to ask, you say
you
we
said
can get all those things through expression command. That expression command,
Yes.
how do we get that expression command? Is it already in the Linux or
Yes, every command you see I'm using, it is existing. The people that created Linux is existing there. So what we are all doing is just to know the command, learn what it is used for, and do it. Then other things that we'll be needing is arguments. Arguments are things that will work alongside the command. For instance, if you are using echo, you will tell echo, what am I echoing? What is it echo? You tell him what you want it to print. So those ones is the one you use your initiative. If you are using grep, you are asking, you already know what am I searching for. You are going to put the argument. But any command that is enabling us to do one thing or the other come with predefined with the Linux operating. You just have to learn the command and use them. Does that answer your question, Faith?
okay, if I should understand that the expression command comes to the Linux.
Yes, it comes with the Linux. So every command
Now
comes
what
with the Linux.
okay, also with the hello word, hello editing that you talked about programming.
No. That one is Python. Oh. That one I was talking about programming. That was a different
Because
thing. But print
you said
print is a print on a Python is a definite program. Hello world is a test. Hello world is a test, but print is a command that is already in the Python programming. So when you use print, you will tell you what you want it to print for you. And the popular thing with print is hello world. So that's why you saw when we are doing echo here, they told you hello. That is because that's the often used by the person that created the first this thing on programming. That was the thing that they used to test from basic input and output. So that's it. Did that clear you?
okay, no problem now. I thought hello word no matter also come with the Linux.
No, hello world is argument. You are the one that will put it as a user. Anything that has to do with Testra, you will put it, but commands are static, they are already there.
Okay,
This
okay now, sir, if I could understand, you said the Linux, in that Linux, the hello word, you are the one to create it as a user. So how are we going to create it as a user?
you are not creating it. You are when you say echo, you tell him what you want it to echo. Hello world is what I wanted it to echo for me. You can tell it to echo your name. You can tell it to echo something. So I'm just using hello world because it's a usual what is it called? Rhyme that is like children's rhyme that you know that you use when we are in school. You always sing those rhymes. So this is the common word of people that say echo this for me, echo hello for me. So, but you can echo anything. Hello world is not a static word. It's not even it's just a word that anybody can use. Did that clear you?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So it's not a system thing. It's just something that we are using based on often used common languages. There is nothing special about it.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir, because I don't raise my question because to me, okay, if I know you said that hello word is not something special, then It's just like echo, like you are echoing something, then you now add hello to it. Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
that's what I'm saying. So I can choose to
Oh,
echo hello world. Look at it here in my echo hello world. I can also decide to echo word. So it's just an argument I am putting in. Sorry, it's nothing. Argument simply mean what the user supplies for the system for a command to work with. So you can be anything. You can substitute it with anything. It's not a static thing. Eh? Are you clear now, Faithful?
yes, I'm clear, sir.
I asked Stephanie.
Okay, sir. I wanted to ask, declare command. Can you also use? I think they use CLS too.
CLOS
Is
works
it the
in command prompt.
okay?
You see,
Okay,
it
sir.
doesn't know it. Please do not confuse command prompt. Command prompts have their own command, though, and the shell, the how it uses, the terminal it uses is different. It has its own command. This thing. So most things that you think that will work in command prompt will not work here. It won't even work here. So all the Linux have its own command. So Windows, that's the command, also have the command line has also its own. That's the command prompt has its own command. So I would have taught you guys something on what they use call that in Windows PowerShell and command prompt. But that means for you to also do some certain things you should have been doing on Windows. That means using Windows as a command line, doing command line activities in Windows. That means by the head of command prompt, you can be able to do a lot, create candlet folders, search for things in your Windows that you think that you couldn't have done. You can use your command prompt and Windows PowerShell to do a lot of things. So when I say Windows is out from the whole equation, that doesn't mean if you know command prompts, you can be able to navigate through so many things on Windows. All right.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sorry, my second question is not related, obviously, but then I got into one of the internships you sent, like the red visa,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't know if I come to your DM for this particular question.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
we're given a task, and it's based on using a Cisco packet tracer to
Yes.
move around it. So they say we should set up a virtual lab with a router and one or two connected devices. Now, my issue now is the other part where we say we should enable and configure a basic firewall to block unauthorized access. So
Yes.
after imputing the rules and the regulations for this particular firewall and all, I try to like
Yeah.
view it to know if particular thing still exists, like to check if yes, what I've done is has been saved. But
Yeah.
finding very hard to like navigate to where to get like um the whole work I've done. Like I can't even get I can't locate what I've done so far. So I want to know if there's a way like you can like help me or tell me what to do or how I can go about it.
All right. Can we talk about that on the private chats? So we'll
Okay, sir.
discuss on our better understand. All right. Is there any
Yeah.
other thing?
No, not at
Is
all.
there
Sir,
any-
please, are you going to send the slides to us?
You said?
Are you going to send this stuff to us? This slide that you are using now, will you send it to us?
I used to send all my slides now. I will send it.
Like this one, is it in your slide particularly or is another
No, this is
slide?
just a lab. This is just a lab. Okay,
Please, can you help us
this
send it?
lecture that I did is in my slide now. I will send the slide.
Okay, like this particular one or this lab.
This lab, I can send the lab instructions and everything, but the lab, I don't think you can be able to have access to the lab if you don't have what it takes.
Okay, just send us the instructions. Thank you, sir.
I will do that. There is no problem. I've already brought out the instructions. I will do that. So, is that all? So, if that's all, I think we'll call it a day. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being a good support system throughout our learning, helping me to even learn because I learned something today. I did learn something today from you all. I learned something. So I pray that this faithful Stephanie, Felicia, you are raising up your hands.
Okay, sir. I just quickly want to ask. I know you sent some internship. Those some were monetized, as in some were asking for money and some other things that I saw there. I don't know if there will be some other opportunity for those internships again for you
Please,
to send. If there
please,
is.
if he ask for money and you don't see, I don't know, Sha. I didn't look through those things. Where she said you are asking for money, that's why I said you should allow it. You can't be doing internship and be paying us. So at least let the internship be like you are bringing in sacrifice, and then you are not paying for it. At least it balances off than trying to. So I'll be sending other ones as well in due time. So if you weren't able to take that one, it's okay. I'll still send, but if you're also able to do it, it's still okay. But I'll still send them more opportunities.
Okay, thank you, sir. You just that I don't know because most of those ones that you sent, I think some were even
Felicia,
1 month, 1 month, two and some weeks. I think so. I don't know. Okay.
you said?
No, I said some of those ones you sent, they were just a period of a month.
Okay, then I
I
will
don't know
still
if.
send more as I come across. I will still send more to the group.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, Felicia.
Okay, sir. Sorry. The file that you sent for that packet tracer on Cisco is asking for a login, and I'm not on Cisco. How do I access it to download it?
To download it, you have to have a sign-in this thing with Cisco. Moreover, I think you guys should also be registered because there are some courses I want to, or everybody should do as at least it will help to improve on what you have already done, so as to strengthen your capacity. So just have to create an account. There is nothing else there. There you can be able to have access to the packet tracer.
Okay, sir.
All
You are
right. So
downloading just the packet tracer, right? That was the file you talked about on Telegram when I asked about the step to step on how to download
no,
the.
that's not packet tracer now. That is the operating system for the virtual box. That's what I gave the step by step. You know what you asked?
Yes, sir. So if you say choose a virtual appliance file to import. The virtual appliance file to import is the one I downloaded, right?
You said?
I said in your
Hello?
explanation, can you hear me?
Uh,
Okay. In your explanation, you wrote choose a virtual appliance file to import. So I'm asking
yes.
the virtual appliance file to import, is it the virtual I already downloaded?
Yes, the over file that you downloaded.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. I think that's all. I'm not having any other question. Let me stop this recording as my system is already